Right. Okay. Oh, hey, OP. Nice to see you in there. Nice to see you all. Yeah. So, does everybody finding that it's making sense? It seems like everybody is. Yeah, I do think you're just being nice, Dave. Yeah, you've been very nice recently. I'm not used to it.
How dare you call me nice?
Leon, yeah, well played. I just lack belief. Dave is being honest. Very good. So, as LB says, this is what many internet atheists do not understand when you engage with theists in terms of philosophy. You have an epistemic duty as an atheist to make your case. So, I mean, what we're getting into that bit is your justification. Even if you are of that suspense of judgment, you know, where you're saying, well, I don't believe that, but I don't believe that. I don't believe either way. I don't believe gods don't exist, but I don't believe gods exist. You still have to justify your belief. And in fact, Steve McRae has a article on the burden of proof for an agnostic. He's an agnostic himself. So it's worth checking that one out if you want to know someone who, if you describe yourself as an agnostic or an agnostic atheist, that describes what your burden of proof actually is. If you're interested in what the burden of proof for an atheist is, I've written an article on Answers in Reason called "Do We Atheists Have a Burden of Proof?" I mean, the answer to that is yes, but I also go into describing, in short, how I justify my burden of proof. Yeah, Leon, you make a good point. Most atheists believe that justification is only achieved through empiricism. I mean, that's a bit silly, isn't it, Dave?
Yeah, it is.
There are plenty of different ways you can justify your position. Now, it's a bit different to if you're saying this definitely is the case. You know, I am definitely holding a glass right now. I mean, you've got a visual aid there, and I can understand that me making a positive claim like this, it requires a bit more rigor to it than me saying, well, I believe that I've got a glass on the table, but I'm not exactly sure because I don't know what I've done with it and I can't see it right now. It's a bit more, a belief isn't as certain as something where you're asserting it is true. But yes. Yeah, Dave, you point out that especially if they want to go around calling themselves rational or skeptics, it's yeah. Yeah. LB says it goes back to what, as he said, why hide the ball? That is a good way of putting it, though, isn't it? Like, I'd completely forgotten he'd said that, but that's almost akin to what I'm talking about with the football field being the proposition. He's talking about the ball being the proposition, and he's saying that people are hiding the ball. So you've got everybody on the field waiting to play a game, and there's a bunch of people who hide the ball. They're the ones that are claiming they are absent of belief, you know, but they're not actually that. So because they think that absolves them of their epistemic responsibility. Some atheists try to conflate agnostics, non-theists, non-cogs, etc. They do. It's a valid use. Non-theists, all non-theists are atheists. It's a valid use. It's not very clear. And I think that's the problem. When I'm talking about the belief states and the various ontological positions as well, when we go into that bit, if you're just regarding anyone that's not a theist as an atheist, it's not really clear what their position is. You don't really know what they are saying or doing, etc. So there you go.